my Safe Gayven. I'm still thinking about that intro that I just recorded. But hey, if I'm not having fun, then what's the point of doing this? But anyway, hey, how's it going? Thank you guys for clicking on this review, for joining me for another review on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. If this is your first time checking out my video, hey, how's it going? My name is Michael, the Black Gay Comic Geek. I always say the things that I love to talk about in my fantasy has blood, sex, gore, and magic, or any variation of the four. So I like to talk about superheroes. I like to talk about comic books. I like to talk about video games. I like to talk about action movies. I like to talk about fantasy, sci-fi, and also, if you couldn't tell by my name, I like to talk about black representation and queer representation, or sometimes the lack thereof, in sci-fi fantasy properties. So if that's something that you are interested in and you enjoyed this video, please become a regular here on the Black Gay Comic Geek channel. Become one of my Safe Gayveneers. But whether this is your first time or you're a regular, you are a Safe Gayveneer on the channel. If you could do me a favor, please, I cannot stress this enough. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. It'll really help with the YouTube algorithm and getting this video and my channel out there. But with that said, talking about the lack of queer representation or black representation in fantasy, you don't have to worry about that in Peacemaker, because the gays are taking over. The gay agenda is permeating all of media and fantasy. Or at least that's what conservatives would tell you, even though it's just like, whatever. But anyway, we're here to talk about Peacemaker. This is going to be a non-spoiler review, and I'm not going to be too long for this review. I'm just going to hit certain plot points because, guys, join me. Again, hit that bell notification button if you haven't. Join me on Monday, January 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be going live with Fantastic Frankie and Ron from You Don't Read Comics. We will be going in full-depth spoiler review for the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker. But yeah, again, make sure you have that bell notification button turned on. But yeah, Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going live to talk about the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker. But for me, I will say for the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker, let's just get into it right here. I loved it. And I was definitely not disappointed. I made a review. If you haven't seen my video, Things I'm Looking Forward to in 2022, Peacemaker was, interestingly enough, one of those things on the list of the things that I'm looking forward to. And it was only because of the Suicide Squad movie and just in the way James Gunn and John Cena created this character of Peacemaker. When it was first announced that the character of Peacemaker was getting his own solo series, and I think that was before the Suicide Squad came out, I was just like, of all the characters that they're going to get, and this is like the first major DCEU television show, I was just like, this is the character that we're getting a show? Like, come on. Like, I'm not impressed. I'm not excited about that. Like, where's my Midnighter and Apollo show? Granted, I'm still saying that, where's my Midnighter and Apollo show? But based on these first 3 episodes of Peacemaker, again, I'm super excited. And then, like, based on the intro of this video, like, the intro of the Peacemaker show, like, that's one of the best intros of any television show I've ever seen in my life. Like, in every episode of this show, I think there's 8 episodes for Peacemaker, I'm never going to skip the intro for the show. Like, I'm going to watch it all the time. I'm going to have it blasting. Like, yeah, the intro is so incredible and so fun. And it tells you basically everything that you need to know about the show before you even get into it. That it's going to be fun. It's going to be quirky. That they're not going to take themselves too seriously. So, and that's exactly what we get from Peacemaker. And then, of course, when you're coming across a James Gunn directed and written show, you're going to have some great classic songs. And I'm like, I need to pick James Gunn's head, because a lot of these songs I never heard before, but basically every single one I end up Shazamming, because I'm like, okay, I need to add that one. Like, the songs go so well with this show and every single moment that happens in the show, and they're all incredible and great classic songs. And again, like, I can't talk about how much I really love the show. And jumping like right into the first episode, again, I'm not going to really talk spoilers. I'm going to save that for Monday, but I feel like James Gunn listened to all the criticisms that we had for the character of Hawkeye, Clint Barton, because there's a moment in this, and not even just a moment, like, but all the characters are calling out Peacemaker of how he's a terrible human being, despite he himself thinking that he is a hero, he's a superhero, he's Peacemaker, he's providing peace for the world no matter the cost, and he ultimately is doing the right thing. But every character is like, no, you're a villain, you're doing terrible things, and I love that. And also, I feel like I think I mentioned this before with regards to the Suicide Squad, but the great thing about DC that they have over Marvel and the MCU, they're way more willing to take risks with regards to their properties. Now, obviously, you know, it's to a certain extent because a lot of people were hoping that Matt Reeves' The Batman was going to be rated R, and it was just recently announced that it wasn't going to be rated R and it was PG-13. And a lot of people were upset about that. I'm like, I'm not all that surprised. Did you really think that they were going to make The Batman, one of their flagship characters, rated R? That means there's less opportunities for it to make as much money as it could because rated R movies aren't allowed to be open in certain screens. Obviously, you can't take kids to it, or you can, because I saw kids in the Suicide Squad. But a PG-13 movie will make way more money than a rated R movie. So I was like, I'm not that surprised. And plus, you can go pretty far with a PG-13 movie. Like, you think about Avengers Infinity War. Spoilers for Avengers Infinity War, but when Thor chopped off Thanos' head, that was PG-13. I think the reason that they said they wasn't going to make it rated R is there wasn't a whole lot of cursing and there was no nudity. Now, granted, I would like to see some bat dong, but like, again, I'm not surprised. But even despite that, you get to a movie like The Suicide Squad or even Peacemaker. This movie or this show is very rated R. And unlike, again, talking about taking risks, Kevin Feige talked about how Blade is not going to be rated R. Moon Knight, who is a character that is very rated R, I believe, in the comics. Again, I haven't really read any Moon Knight comics. I plan on reading them before the show comes out, but that show is not going to be rated R either. But yet, Peacemaker is. Talking about the things that I love in my fantasy, and this taking place in the DC universe, this show is all blood, sex, gore, and magic. And talking about the queer representation, you got Danielle Brooks, who I loved her character in Orange is the New Black, and I got to see her live as Sophia in The Color Purple. Like, I love her as an actress, but she is playing a queer character. She's in a relationship with another woman. You're talking about black representation and queer representation. She's both. I love the character that she plays of Leota Adebayo, who's essentially, she's more or less where Peacemaker is the lead. She's kind of the co-lead in this movie or in this show. I keep wanting to say movie. And despite loving her, there's so many good characters in this show. Like, even though I really love her character, she's not my favorite character. My favorite character, funny enough, in this entire series, even more than John Cena's Peacemaker, is played by Freddie Stroma, who is the character of Vigilante. I absolutely love Vigilante. Like, I want to see more from this character. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to say much more about the show. I'm going to save my thoughts for when I go live. But yeah, I think John Cena's doing a great job. He makes you really feel sympathetic for this character of Peacemaker, a character that you should probably hate. Like, again, because every character is coming out and saying how he is a terrible person. And he's probably a little bit racist, especially once you get more into his backstory of how he was raised and everything like that. But John Cena and the writing and everything like that makes you really understand where this character is coming from and why he ends up becoming the way he became and this childhood trauma that he went through and everything like that. And it makes him a little sympathetic because, yeah, I'm not going to go, again, this is a non-spoiler review, but yeah, I am going to say that Peacemaker is probably one of my favorite things coming out of the DCEU. I cannot wait to see the rest and how the rest of this season unfolds. And I'm not going to rate it yet because obviously the season isn't done yet. We've only gotten the first 3 episodes. But I'm really enjoying these first 3 episodes of Peacemaker, and I'm excited to see where the season unfolds from this point forward. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen Peacemaker, maybe you were weary about checking out Peacemaker, I definitely recommend it. Of course, if you haven't seen The Suicide Squad first, you definitely have to watch The Suicide Squad. Both are on HBO Max. And so yeah, I can't recommend this show enough. Also, really quick, something else I forgot to mention. As soon as I hit the end button on the video, I was like, oh, one of my favorite things about this show is that it's his really smart writing. It's like some of my favorite moments in the show is just the characters going back and forth and almost cracking jokes and bantering with each other. Like, the writing is just so smart on this show. Like, yeah, again, I love it. But the question is, have you guys seen the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker? What did you think about it? Maybe you didn't like it as much as I did, but regardless, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, if you can, hit that thumbs up button and like this video to really help out with the channel. If this is one of your first time checking out one of my videos, please check out the other videos on my channel. And if you like what you see, please subscribe for more and hit that bell notification button so you're alerted every single time I post a new video. Reminder again, join me Monday, January 17th, live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be talking again, full spoilers for Peacemaker. And tell your friends, families, and neighbors about my channel, about the live, to help me continue to grow. Again, my goal is to perhaps hit 5,000 subscribers by the end of January. I might not hit it, I might hit it, but with your help of letting your friends, families, and neighbors know about the channel, by hitting the like button, like, comment, interact on this video for the algorithm, I can perhaps meet that goal. And as always, I will catch you guys next time.